morning and welcome to day 6 of JanuDAILY and welcome back to reality. I know for many of you, if you work a traditional job, you've likely already been back to work. I've been very fortunate that I've had time off for the holidays and we are now returning back to reality. So I've done about 45 minutes of planning and emails and just kind of doing all that like general catching up from my bed while I had my coffee this morning, just because, you know, that first day back, it just took a little to get moving. But we are now in my office and the very first thing I'm going to do is kind of assess what needs to be done for like my job. As I've been off since just before Christmas with them, I had everything planned and scheduled to go live while I was out. So I just kind of want to check on the activity of all of that, reply to comments and all that with my company's social media accounts. And then the biggest goal I'll have for my job today is planning, creating, and scheduling the social media content for the rest of the month, and I manage a TV channel with my job. And so I'm gonna make sure that I have all of the content compiled, edited, and kind of like start the converting process, because that's what takes the longest for the channel, so that can go up on the channel sometime around like Wednesday or Thursday. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on right now. A lot of kind of like boring behind the scenes worky bits. So if you've never clicked on any one of my videos before, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I am a full-time work from home, stay at home mom. That is getting ready to change. I will still be working from home, but my son is going to be entering into a program. So I'll keep you guys updated on what that looks like. Again, if you've been hanging around, you know that we've been on a bit of a journey with that. So very excited to see what that looks like. We're kind of get the ball rolling on all of those things as we return back to reality. It has been a minute since we've been in the swing of things, and I've forgotten. I have forgotten the reality of being a working parent who stays at home with their child. I don't know how I forgot it. In fact, I'd actually somewhat convinced myself over break. I was like, this really isn't that big of a deal. Yeah, no kidding, because I didn't have the responsibility of work on top of everything else. And for some reason today has I think it's probably not fair because it's been raining, so we're not able to be outside. Everything's a little bit like out of sorts, but I wanted to give you sourdough starter update. She's still doing pretty dang good. I'm gonna discard and feed, and it's 11 o'clock, so we're getting close to lunchtime, thank goodness. And now that we're not doing nap, I think we might actually venture into like go see my family or something midday to kind of eat that up. But then that also means that when it comes time to do dinner and everything this evening, I'm not racing against the clock to get back here just in time for dinner, bath, and bed, which is sometimes a little bit tricky. So discarding. I'm not sure if I'm discarding enough. If I'm being honest, I'm actually not entirely sure. I think I'm supposed to discard half and then feed a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio, meaning the same amount of starter, same amount of flour, same amount of water, which isn't, I don't think, really what I've been doing. I'm not really sure what I've been doing.
Mom,
yes, baby?
my breakfast good, buddy.
What is it?
My breakfast.
You want breakfast? I thought you already had breakfast. Didn't Daddy give you breakfast? Didn't he give you a biscuit and banana and all that good stuff? I swear we feed my kid. Oh shoot, I was supposed to... Well, hold please. Cheyenne, I'm sorry. Hold on. You did ask for some starter. Let me see. You know what? It's okay. I'll give you starter tomorrow. I'm sorry. It's like a stringy, sticky consistency. Again, I don't know if that's correct or not. Let's feed her. Sorry, also the noise in the background. My kid has learned how to turn volume up on things. Okay, so adjusting this. So we are fed and ready to put the lid loosely back on. Oh, like I've essentially been like locked in since 5 o'clock this morning, and it's, like I said, 11. So we're pushing it as far as like focus goes. So I am going to just decompress for a minute, and I think I'm gonna make some leftover veggie soup for lunch, which sounds so good on a freezing cold day, and follow that up with a nice hot latte. In really quickly just to show you the results of the dinner I just made. This is the Crunchwrap that I made. I used low-carb tortillas and that signature taco mix that I've made a bunch from Michaela Thompson. I never remember anytime I'm talking about her, but I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. The reason that there's music over my making of the dinner and why I just sort of fell off the planet for the rest of today is it's been a rough one, friends. I'll fill you guys in later once bath and bedtime has been done. But toddler parents, are you okay? Okay, bath and bedtime have been completed, and there are some days that when that sound machine goes on and their head hits the pillow and you can finally just like breathe a sigh of relief. It's just almost for their own good that like, okay, we're gonna hit reset. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day. He just had a really hard time today, and it's to be expected. It was the most Monday of Mondays of all time. We've gone from like full-on festivities and exciting things and all kinds of foods and routines being totally out of whack to trying to reestablish back into an old routine that he's probably long since forgotten. I had a hard time getting back into our routine today, and I'm a full-blown adult. And it was just one of those days where like he was having a tough time. My patience was just like getting eroded by the minute. I have to say, if you were in our local grocery store this evening and you happened to see us, no, you didn't. Just pretend you didn't. Spare me. Don't ever tell me you were there. I don't need to know. I was full on mortified. I'm sure people were looking at me like I was the worst parent on the planet, but it was just one of those days, and I can't fault him for it because it was just a tough day all around. I think it would have been a lot easier if it hadn't been absolutely pouring down rain all day long, which makes it tough in our house in general because with the 2 dogs, the toddler, the cat, me trying to work and trying to like herd all of them into different areas of the house so they're not bothering each other, which you know they're going to bother each other because why wouldn't they bother each other? Our golden retriever and our toddler, exact same energy. They're the same soul in different containers. Full on same energy. It is a little nightmarish with the toddler years. I don't really know what we were thinking getting a puppy when our son was a year old. That maybe wasn't our finest moment, but I will say I'm very much looking forward to the years when our kiddo's just a smidge older and the dog is maybe a smidge calmer. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Are some of you on the other side of the screen just laughing at me right now with this naive hope? Probably, it's fine. Also, it's been so cold in our house that like all of my lip balms, Aquaphor, all the things are just need like a little bit of warming up before they can be used, which also might be what's going on with my starter. I'm not sure what's happening. It has not really expanded at all in the last 48 hours. I'm not sure if that's a problem. I'm gonna have to do some research. I'll figure it out. But either way, all of this rambling, which I haven't really been able to do all day long because if I was going to speak to camera, you probably would have like ripped your headphones out of your ears because it was a noisy one today. Just what is it, like that brief moment I spoke to camera earlier when I was feeding the starter. I don't know if I ever explained, but the toddler has learned how to turn up the volume on things and he only wants it at max volume, even though he tells me it's too loud, but if I try to turn it, it's a whole thing. Anyway, you pick your battles, right? You're picking your battles. Anyway, all of this to say, I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. I'm literally gonna go get in my bed. I'm gonna read for a little while. If I can even like manage to keep my eyes open long enough to get through a chapter. I'm like so excited to read the book I'm reading. I finished The Boyfriend, which by the way, if you think you're guessing how that book's gonna end at any point until you get to the end, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's just not, it does not end how you think it's gonna end, and it is fantastic. I am currently reading Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I'm like very few pages in, but so far I'm gripped, I'm curious, I have lots of questions, and I'm eager to see where this takes me. My friend also told me, what did she read? The Inmate, I think she also recommended. She also said she read The Teacher. The Teacher's kind of tricky, she said, because it does involve like a teacher relationship, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna be on like a Frida McFadden kick for a hot minute, so I'm good with that. But anyway, friends, I will see you guys all again tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. If you resonated with any of this content, or if you are also a working stay-at-home parent who's sometimes feeling like you're losing your mind, or you think we could just be friends, go ahead and hit subscribe, like the video. If you are also a work-from-home, stay-at-home parent, maybe just comment a couple of hearts down below so we can kind of send each other some positivity and stand in unity and know that we're doing it for the right reasons. And someday it will be easier. Is this the lie we tell ourselves? It might be the lie we tell ourselves. But anyway, thank you again for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.